Welcome to the show, Glenn Frey.
Nice to be here, Eric.
Yeah. And here we are in the observatory.
Yeah, this is wild.
What do you think about the view from here?
I like the view from here, especially out that way. Yeah. This is a great set. And I wore the right jacket, I guess.
Yes, I think you do.
Went with some of the lights you had on the set, so we got lucky.
And here you are now, a man in the middle of life, right? Halfway through.
Thick in the middle, way in the middle, yeah.
With a lot of things behind you, money on the bank, and songs like I've Got Mine, which is about the gap between rich and poor. A little bad conscience, maybe?
Well, I think anybody that, you know, in the entertainment business, everybody's overpaid, and we get to do a job that we really like. So, you know, I think, you'd be foolish to not have a little bit of guilt for, for all your good fortune. But I think the most important thing is to turn that into something positive and give something back. I don't think it matters whether you're a successful musician or whether you're a bricklayer. There's so much need in this world, and especially in our cities, that, it's just important to give something back.
And you like to keep your conscience fresh in your songwriting?
Well, I had a very good stroke of luck in my life, which is I moved to Colorado 2 years ago with my wife and daughter, and it's really sort of changed me. Everybody that works for me tells me I'm a lot nicer guy now that I live in Colorado.
What did Colorado do to you?
Well, I've always loved Colorado. It's the first place where the Eagles ever played. We played in Aspen in 1971, and when I left, I said, gosh, this is a great place. If I ever make any money in rock and roll, I'm going to buy a house.
So it took you 21 years to do it.
Actually, I bought the house in 1975, and then it took me like 16 years to move there. It's kind of like, I felt I was a victim of my own poetry. Remember the line in Hotel California, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave? That's the way I felt. I was just sort of always in L.A., even though I had a house in Colorado. But having a daughter and wanting her to grow up in a little bit a little bit more pristine and idyllic environment, we decided to move to Colorado. So I built a studio there, which is where I recorded Strange Weather. It's nice to have a studio near your house. Anytime you get an idea for a song, you can just go right down there and put it on tape. So I'm very happy in Colorado right now.
You don't feel bad about the comparisons with the Eagles years, with you as a previous pre-Eagles member?
No, not really. It's not an albatross. To me, it's like, it's almost like a merit badge. It gives me a certain amount of credibility. You have to understand, when we first got in the Eagles and we were rehearsing as a young band in the early 70s, we never expected to make a record like Hotel California. We never expected to sell 60 million albums. So therefore, when I left the Eagles to embark on a solo career, I certainly didn't think again that I was going to just be able to walk right out of the band and, people were going to just lay the world at my feet and I was going to have quasi-platinum records. But that's not, that's not the reason. But actually, no, I think being an ex-Eagle is an advantage, not a disadvantage.
It took you 12 years to do 4 albums. Are you a slow starter?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with discovering that there's a lot more to life than making records. And during the 9 years I was in the Eagles, really my career was the centerpiece of my life. I spent 24 hours a day, as did Don Henley, constantly working on things involving the band. And I think as I turned 30, I started to realize that maybe I was missing out on smelling the roses a little bit. I had traveled, but I'd only been to airports, hotels, and baseball stadiums, so I never really got to see much of the world. So over the last 12 years, I've managed to get a little living and some other activities in. I got some acting jobs. I was able to,
I know that.
do some other things besides music. And that way I think it keeps, variety is sort of the aphrodisiac for your life. It keeps things interesting. So for me now, I have a lot of variety.
What about acting? You did once kind of guitar-playing drug addict in Miami Vice. You kind of liked that, didn't you?
Well, that wasn't a big stretch for me. But, yeah, I really have enjoyed the acting jobs that I've gotten. And the first offer I got was from Miami Vice after they heard the song Smuggler's Blues, and they saw the video that I made, and then they called me up and asked me if I wanted to play a pilot. So I just kind of waded in and said, sure, why not? I might as well give it a try. I really did enjoy it. And then, subsequently I got to do a movie with Robert Duvall and Gary Busey called Let's Get Harry. And then my favorite acting job that I had was the job on Wise Guy. where I got to play a record promotion man who's trying to make his way up, a real hustler, so to speak. So that was a fun show to do as well.
Are we talking about a future career now?
I would really like to do some more acting, but I think I'm going to concentrate for about the next 2 or 3 years on making records. But eventually I think that's something that I would like to do down the line, is take some more acting jobs. You know, you're still around creative people. It was a nice vacation from the music business, yet it still keeps your juices flowing because you're working with people who are passionate about what they do. And in the case of, you know, Wise Guy and Miami Vice, it's also got some music involved with the show as well. Mm-hmm. But I would like to act again in the future.
And what did your folks think about you as an actor?
Well, they're prejudiced, but I do remember when, you know, when I found out I was going to be on Miami Vice, I called my mother up. I said, Mom, I'm going to be on Miami Vice. And she said, oh, great, Glenn, you can wear some of your Armani suits. I said, well, Mom, I said, the guy I'm playing doesn't even wash every day. I don't think they're going to have me in any nice clothes. So I played sort of a guy with about an 8-day growth and a 3-day hangover. But I still enjoyed it, yeah. And my parents enjoy that sort of thing. Television is so powerful, you know, you forget, you know, how many people watch. But every time I've done a television show, I get recognized. When I'm not doing that, you know, I just look vaguely familiar. People sort of see me in the airport and go,
is that so?
Nah.
Have you changed that much?
I've just cut my hair, I
Yeah.
think. That's
Okay.
it's allowed me to, you know, infiltrate a few better parties, get in some nice restaurants.
Well, that's nice. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much for being on the show, Glenn. And here comes the last and inevitable eagle question. What do you think about eagles, live ones?
Oh, the live ones?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the eagle is the bird that flies highest, closest to the sun. It's also the only bird that doesn't prey on other birds of all the birds of prey. You know, I think I wouldn't want to have one as a pet.
Thanks a lot.
Eric, nice talking to you. Nice being here.
And I'm going to give you, you're going to give Glenn Frey a big applause. Here is finally a nice umbrella for you. We have strange weather in Sweden, and that's what you brought to us, I think.
I need this umbrella.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.